price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hate. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the. On record, off record, I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record, I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record, I still want the act, not the ghost.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's a bit different. I'm doing my first ever Q&A. I got all the questions from Instagram on one of them little poll things, and I thought there'd be a bit more of a mix, not just tri related. Most of them are triathlon related, but that's absolutely fine. We did get the odd random one, so I'll go straight in. How many training hours / weeks are needed at the very minimum to finish an Ironman 7.3? I've never actually done a 7.3, which is a bit strange, but I didn't want to do a 7.3, find it really hard, and then not dare do a full. And then my goal was just to do fulls, and Ironman is really expensive. So for me, I didn't want to do multiple races in a year because of the cost. So I've never done a 7.3, but I am going to do one this year. I would guess, I don't know, I would get a rough plan off the internet, they'll tell you, and I'd look at their hours, or I'd get a coach. But I would say probably your bigger hours would be 10 to 12, I would say. So just slowly build up from that. And I think minimum 3 months if you've already got a good base. But, you know, I'm not a triathlon coach yet. What are your 2019 goals? Good question. I'm still not sure. I'm really enjoying off-season at the minute, a little bit too much. I have not swam. Already biked. I have biked, but I've definitely not been in the pool since October, which is really bad. Obviously I've got Kona, and I want to do well at Kona, but I don't want to place, I just want to kind of enjoy it, I think. I haven't started training yet, so my head's not really in the game. But I think I want to do a 70.3 and like get a good time, and I probably want to, even though Kona's a really tough course, I do want to beat my personal best. So that's probably my goal, but I don't know, I feel like I'll probably have some other goal as well, because I kind of feel like I've achieved my goal in just qualifying for Kona, which is a strange feeling because it's taken me 4 years. So yeah, good question, I'll answer that at a later date. How do you work out your training programs? I'm stuck. So for the first Ironman that I ever did, I actually found a plan on the internet. I didn't do it exactly, so if it was like swimming drills or whatever, I actually ignored them, and if it was like a run session, as in like, you know, pace or tempo, I kind of ignored that and I just did the hours, that just suited me at the time. Now I have a coach, and I've invested in the coach for the last 2 years. I'm in between coaches at the minute, but for me, I just think it takes the pressure away, and it is a luxury, it is an expense, but it's worth it for me. But if you're not, I would just get a generic plan off the internet and kind of tweak it to suit your timetable. How do you go about route planning for long cycle rides? I'm probably the worst person you could ask for this because I've got zero sense of direction. Garmin's really good if you've got like I think mine's like a Garmin Edge. I download the routes off Strava, what other people have done, or I go riding in a group and try to memorise a route, which doesn't happen, or make someone go with me. But if everything fails, download someone else's route onto Garmin if you've got one, or a Wahoo. I really recommend investing in that kind of piece of kit. It's a really expensive sport, and you do have to kind of make these investments, unfortunately. But yeah, I would recommend if you've got no sense of direction like me, or not very good at planning routes. Lost fitness mojo, how do you get it back, or where to start? I mean, I feel you. I'm like, I've totally lost my fitness mojo. Well, no, sorry, I've lost my triathlon mojo at the minute. So my advice, or what I'm doing, is I'm doing stuff that I enjoy. Like, you know, you're not a professional athlete, I'm assuming, if you've lost your fitness mojo. So do stuff that you enjoy, and it completely makes it up. Like if you're not enjoying swimming at the moment, don't swim. Like I'm really enjoying strength training at the minute, so that's what I'm doing. A few CrossFit workouts, it's not very relevant to swim, bike, run, but I'm enjoying it, so I'm doing it, and yeah. Also, having a goal really helps. I think that's why I feel a bit lost at the minute, because I'm kind of in between goals. I don't want to set any just yet, because I feel like I need a break, but it would give me a bit more structure, and I feel like I'd feel a bit more motivated if I have one. So maybe think about getting your pad out and brainstorming some, sorry, you're not even allowed to say that anymore, are you? Thought showering some goals that you want to achieve. What age did you begin triathlon competitively? I don't know if I can say that I compete competitively. I don't know. I don't do anything. I don't race in a team, or I don't do that whole GB kind of circuit. Though apparently I qualified for whatever race that is in like April or March or whatever. I just don't understand this kind of world. I like it because it's like an individual sport. I did my first like Ironman because I only actually did one sprint and one Olympic distance before that, just to practice. I did my first one when I was 20, and I've just done one a year since then. I turned 25. Maybe I was 21. I was 21, yeah, sorry. And I turned 25 next month. So, 20. As soon as I'd done one, I was like, I want to go to Kona. So if you class that competitively, then I've got no intention of trying to take it beyond the way I do it now. Like, I don't want a pro license or anything like that. I'm not good enough, nor do I want to be good enough. Yeah. Do you have any running shoe recommendations? It's hard with running shoes because it completely depends on like the way you run, your biomechanics, what feels comfortable to you, loads of stuff. So it's hard to say what you should get without seeing you run, or you deciding what feels comfortable. Personally, I've switched from Asics, I actually call them Asics, to Altras, and they're really, really ugly, but they've been the best shoe I've ever ran in. And it's weird because they're zero drop, and I've only ever ran in like the big gel Kayanas, which are like, I don't even know what the drop is, but they're big. And loads of people say you kind of got to wean yourself down and you'll get injured, and I didn't know any of that, so classic me just went straight into them, and I haven't had an injury since I started using them. They're really ugly, they do not look good on pictures, but you know, no danger there because I already look terrible on every race picture. So yeah, I use the Altras, and they're really like 60 quid or something. And if I trail run, I use the Solomon Speed Cross, and I really like them. But just see what works for you. How do you split your routine up? How many days do you do of each? It completely depends where I am in the season, if it's close to my race, if it's really far away, if I'm using a coach. It can vary from day to day. I really wouldn't be able to say that. I mean, generally you split it up, obviously the percentage of what the race will take you, so I do way more biking, bit more running. Actually, that's a lie, because my coach always makes me do loads of swimming, because my swimming is my worst. I'm sorry, this is a terrible answer, but I couldn't say, it's too subjective to where I am. At the minute, I basically do what I have time to do and what I fancy, because I'm just not in the zone. What's on the race schedule next year? Okay, so I've definitely got Kona in October. That's a given. If I stay injury free and get to the start line, really, really hope I do. And I'm going to do my first 7.3, but I do not know which one to do. And I would quite like to do a flat, fast one. So if anyone's got any recommendations, please let me know, because I'm really excited to do one, but I just haven't looked into it yet. What do you? Oh, got my first non-triathlon question, and it's actually a beauty one. Can't believe it. But I'm going to give you the worst answer. What do you do to your eyelashes? They always look beautiful. That's very kind. That was from the Journey to Ironman, so thank you, whoever that is. But I actually don't do anything. My eyelashes are one of the few things that I've actually been blessed with, and they are actually very long and flicky uppy, so I just put mascara on. But if you have shorter eyelashes or don't have flicky uppy ones, LVL or dolly lashes, I've actually had them before, even though I don't really need them, but it basically perms them and dyes them, so they always flick up and they do look really nice. I did it because without mascara I might look a bit pants, and they did a good job, but it's just too high maintenance really for me to go get them redone. I'm not that bothered because I can just put mascara on or not wear any. But yeah, I would recommend that, and thank you very much. Favourite post-workout meal? I mean, I just love food, but I'm gonna go like egg on toast really, with loads of butter on the toast, scrambled egg, side of halloumi would be great. But I do like a big thick protein shake as well. That's like ice cream. I normally have both, to be honest. I'll make the shake when I first come in, and then when I've you know, like relaxed a bit, then I'll make brunch. But just depends. I like food, so anything. Where are your socks from? That was on the sticker poll picture. I was wearing Sporks socks, which are copied from Lucy Charles, and they're a Spanish brand or Portuguese brand, and I absolutely love them. They're so cool. One of my like goals, a really ridiculous goal for 2018, was to up my sock game when cycling and running, and Sporks helped me achieve that. Also, Liv have got some really cool socks this year, so check those out because they're a bit cheaper and easier to get hold of. Training with the cold, push through or rest. I think this is going to be my last one because I feel like I've dragged this out a bit. It depends. Normally rest, because I always just think you prolong the time of not training, so I'd rather just like take a week, really recover, and then I can just get forward straight into it rather than like dragging it out for 4 weeks and feeling a bit shit throughout it all. But me and my dad do kind of use the general rule, like if it's a head cold, you can train through that, and if it's like chest, definitely Dirk, she'll definitely make that worse. And it just depends how bad you feel, and it depends what you're training for as well, because if I'm like Ironman training and it's just a head cold, I will probably get a few runs in or whatever. But like now, last couple of weeks ago I had a cold, I just didn't do anything. So yeah, I would just be sensible about that. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because I don't know how long I've rambled on for. But yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to ask me any more questions or in the comments below, and I can film another one. If it was really boring, give me a thumbs down or tell me not to do these again. And yeah, please subscribe either way, and I'll see you on the next one.